Shalom, Yasharala. I want to give infinite honors to Yahweh by Hashem, Yahweh Shah by Hashem Rakakadash. Double honors to our teachers, the apostles of Great Millstone, who are worthy of their double honors. And salutation to my fellow laborers in Yahweh Shah, pushing his truth across the four winds in these blessed last days, seconds, and times, making their calling and election sure and abounding in his labor of love. And those men that are abounding in his labor of love have put off the old man and put on the new man. All right. And you don't, and for brothers just coming in, we don't have much time to perfect ourselves through the spirit and power of Yahweh Shema Shah, man. We're living in a time where you need to seek the Most High while he may be found and wake out of deep slumber, because the time is now. The time is at hand. All right. Because, the kingdom of heaven is upon us. So you got to come to these rivers of living water and purify yourself, cleanse yourself, all right? And take hold of this bread of life and eat it, all right? And when you do that, you get a new mindset, a new outlook on life, and you have a lifestyle change. And those are going to be the men that inherit the kingdom of heaven, man. The men that are transformed, man. The men that don't carry themselves like degenerates. The men that are sober up off of that Western philosophy. They put it away and they look at things from a new spectrum, which is the way Yahweh Bahashim Shai thinks, like King David did, a man after the mindset of the Most High. All right? You become from thinking like a degenerate, a mortal man, and you metamorph into a immortal. Because when you have this doctrine of life, that immortalizes you. All right. So I'm going to start off for the men that's going to have immortality. All right. This is Matthew 5:3. Blessed are the poor in spirit, for theirs is the kingdom of heaven. All right. We're going to come from a low, downtrodden state, and we're going to enter the kingdom of heaven. We're going to become immortals, rulers, kings, and priests, so on and so forth. All right. And those that are blessed is written in another place in Revelation. It say, blessed are those that readeth. Reading is what's going to transform you, okay? Blessed are they that mourn. We are mourning right now, man. When you know you're a slave, this truth sobers you up. So you learn that you're a slave. You learn you're supposed to be ruling, all right? You learn that all of these nations are supposed to be in subjection to us, all right? That makes you sigh and cry, man, when you learn this truth. That's why Ezekiel and John, when the Most High told them to eat that roll, it went in sweet, but it ended up becoming bitter. All right, you end up mourning and sighing, man, for they shall be comforted. Okay, and I'm gonna show you what you got to do to be comforted. Blessed is the meek, for they shall inherit the earth. We're gonna inherit the earth, man. See, that's literal. We're going to rule the earth, and it's going to be more than that. We're going to rule the universe, the cosmos, all right? But ruling the earth means we're going to have all of these nations in subjection. We're going to rule over them with a rod of iron, man, all right? It's all about becoming an immortal, a ruler, getting a dominion. That's where your mindset should be. Blessed are they which do hunger and thirst after righteousness. You got to hunger and thirst after pleasing Yahweh Shema Shai and getting his mindset. When you read that book of Psalms, that's an example of a man hungering and thirsting, man. Okay? That's the example of a man seeking Yahweh Shema Shai with all his heart, with all his mind. Those Psalms are beautiful. Okay? For they shall be filled. Blessed are the merciful, and you got to be merciful to people in the body, man. You show no mercy to a 2/3, a reject, or a heathen, okay? For they shall obtain mercy, okay? Blessed are the pure in heart, for they shall see Yahweh. All right, and his word is what purifies you, man. Blessed are the peacemakers, for they shall be called the children of Yahweh. Now, you got to take that in its right perspective, all right? Amongst the body, it should be nothing but peace. You don't have no quarrel against your brother. You tell the truth against your brother. You keep this law is going to bring forth peace, all right? Now, there's no peace between somebody outside of the temple and somebody inside of the temple. Our great king say, Matthew 12 and 30, he said, you either with me or against me. So when they say blessed are the peacemakers, it's the ones that's teaching this doctrine to liken men, to men that receive this doctrine. And amongst that coalition of men, it should be nothing but peace. Amongst the body, it should be nothing but peace, okay? For they shall be called the children of Yahweh. The children of Yahweh are the ones that submit to them, submit to him. He told in John the 8th chapter, he told those Israelites back then, you of your father the devil. All right. So he said, the lust of your father you will do. So the children of Yahweh is the ones that's lusting to do the will of Yahweh by Shem Yahushai. All right. So you got to take that in its proper perspective. That's not a universal peacemaker. We're not trying to have peace with Hamites. We're not going to have peace with Ishmaelites, Edomites, so on and so forth. Okay. Verse 10, blessed are they which persecuted for righteousness' sake. This doctrine of life that we have, that we're teaching, is going to have us hated of all men on the planet Earth, man. Everybody's going to hate us. Everybody's going to try to kill us. All right. Everybody's going to try to get bounties off us. For theirs is the kingdom of heaven. When you suffer for righteousness' sake and all men hate you, all right, that's how you inherit the kingdom of Yahweh by Shema Shai, man. All right. Now, let me get to the nitty gritty, the things you have to do, because it's a process. Rome wasn't built in a day. All right, I'm going to start off in Job, the 11th chapter. Okay. I'm going to go down around, bear with me. All right, I'm going to start at verse 12. Job 11 and 12. For vain men would be wise. All right. We was all carried away to these dumb idols before we were enlightened and rich and brought to this doctrine of life. All right. We were vain. We were full of vanity. All right. In fact, if you're not in this truth, you are a vain man. Though man be born like a wild ass his coat. Man, we had to be tamed, man, because we were brute beasts. All right, carried away to these dumb idols, living like the heathen round about us. When you read Genesis the 3rd chapter, the Most High likened the heathen to beasts of the field. So when you're living according to Western philosophy, when you're living according to the philosophies of these nations around us, all right, then the Most High look at you as a brute beast, man, as an animal. Okay. So we had to be tamed and civilized with this doctrine of life, with this law, man. If thou prepare thine heart, all right, now the way you prepare your heart is you give attendance to reading. You get under a man that has this knowledge and you wear out his doorstep, all right? This is how you get tamed. You pray to Yahweh Shema Shai and ask him to pour his spirit on you and stretch out thy hand towards him and you pray. You humble yourself, you pray. 2 Chronicles 7 and 14. Tells you that. If iniquity be in thy hand, all right, all of that means you got to learn what iniquity is. You got to learn what sin is, first and foremost, all right? So you got to learn the law, all right? So when you learn right from wrong, okay, let me get a precept for that real fast. I'm going to come right back. Leviticus 10 verse 10, and it says, all right, and that you may put a difference between holy and unholy. See, if you're in modern day Christianity, you don't know the difference between holy and unholy, and between unclean and clean. All right, we didn't know that before we came to the truth. A man had to teach us, and that you may teach the children of Yasharala all the statutes with which Yahweh have spoken to them by the hand of Moses. So you got to learn this law. All right, to know what right from wrong is, okay? We were all taught that the law was done away with. All right, by this perverse, foul ass, wicked ass, orangutan ass, red ass devil. Okay? All right. If iniquity be in thy hand, put it far away. Stop eating pork. Stop eating shrimp. Stop dealing with other men's women. Don't move the ancient landmark. All right? Don't lie. Don't steal. Don't covet your brother. Okay? You got to put all that away from you. And let not wickedness dwell in thy tabernacles. All right? Your household has to serve Yahweh Shem Shai. You got your own apartment. You got your own house. You have children that's under your rule. Okay? You got to make sure wherever you have authority that Yahweh Shem Shai is at the head of it. Okay? You got to camp. You got to make sure that all of the tables are clean in that camp. All right? You got to, if you appeal in the temple, you got to keep your house clean, man. Okay? For then shalt thou lift up thy face without spot. Yeah. Thou shalt be steadfast and shall not fear. See, then you got to grow in the spirit. You can't be on one level when you come to this truth. You got to keep growing. You become steadfast. You become to endure. All right. And fear, when you and when they say thou shalt not fear, all right, I was tripping on that. And thou shalt not fear these other nations, man. Captivity. All right. Thou shalt not fear calamities falling on you because you have Yahweh Shem Shai's protection. Because thou shalt forget thy misery, all right? The Most High is going to bring you to the kingdom of heaven. And remember, it, and for thou shalt forget thy misery, and we are misery, all right? Miserable. But the Most High likened this misery we're in. He likened to a light affliction compared to what we're going to inherit. And remember it as waters that pass away. And thine age shall be clearer than the noonday. You're going to become immortal. You're going to become a new body. All right? This knowledge immortalizes you. It makes you younger. Thou shalt shine forth. Thou shalt be as the morning. And thou shalt be secure because thou is hope. That's why when we read, I started off in Matthew, the 5th chapter. He say, blessed is in the pure in spirit because you're going to inherit the kingdom of heaven. This is what we're reading about, the kingdom of heaven. All right? And thou shalt be secure. We're going to be secure in the kingdom of heaven. He say, store riches in the kingdom of heaven, what thieves can't steal. All right? We're going to be secure because there is hope. Yeah, thou shalt dig about thee, and thou shalt take thy rest in safety. You're not resting in this place. You're not safe in this place. You can't ride up the street without a cop pulling you over, about to kill you or beat you, man. You can't come in your house without a nigga woman talking shit, either cheating on you or disrespecting you, man. And if you lay down low, she's gonna call a cop to throw you in a dungeon. Also, thou shalt lie down, and none shall make thee afraid. Man, if you're not afraid of a cop, a circumspect of a cop, you're not in your right mind, man. Okay? Or even your own people, man. Your own people are bloodthirsty. All right? You go to the corner store. I was looking on the internet one day. One dude was in the corner store buying him some food, and the dude just came and shot him back of his head, man. All right? And it was random. He didn't even know him. This dude just went on a killing spree and a robbing spree. Yeah, many shall make suit unto thee, but the eyes of the wicked shall fail, and they shall not escape, and their hope shall be as giving up the ghost. All right? And that's what the wicked is going to inherit, smoke and ashes, man. All right? So to put on a new man, these are the things you have to do. Okay? Zechariah, where you at? I'm going to go to what scripture I'm going to start at things. Let's start at verse 15. Zechariah 8:15. So again, I thought in these days to do well unto Jerusalem and to the house of Yahweh. Fear ye not. All right. Now the Most High say when he do the men that he's going to do well to, he's going to give them a list of things they have to do. These are the things you shall do. Speak every man the truth to his neighbor. So you got to teach your neighbor, your brother, this doctrine of life. All right. That's the truth. The so-called white man is the devil. Salvation isn't for everybody. All right. Put on a new man. All right. Put down these idols. All right. Everything you learn, this gift, freely you receive, freely you give. Okay. That's what you got to do, man. Don't backbite your brother. Don't lie on your brother. Don't steal from your brother. These are the things you have to do. Execute the judgment of truth and peace in your gates. All right. And in your gates right now is your body, the brotherhood. All right. These are the things you have to do. All right. You have to take care of the elect. You have to tend to the vineyard. Okay. And let none of you imagine even your hearts against your neighbor. Because guess what? Your neighbor, your brother, that's the kingdom of heaven. All right. This spiritual house is men. Okay. So you got to learn how to be a subject in the kingdom of heaven to inherit the kingdom of heaven. And you do that now. And love no false oath. All right. You got to put away all lying, slander, deceit. Okay. Corruption. Put all that shit aside, man. Cast it away as an unclean thing. For all these things that I hate, saith Yahweh. See, we got to learn to do what Yahweh loves, man. All right? You got to do what's well pleasing to Yahweh Bashim Shah. All right? What is scripture? Romans 12. Come on, get out of my way. All right. Where's the one? All right, here we go. This is Romans 12:1. I beseech you, therefore, Akim, by the mercies of Yahweh, that you present your body as a living sacrifice, holy and acceptable unto Yahweh, which is your reasonable service. So this is what we about to see what's acceptable and well-pleasing to the Lord, all right? For you to go out and do what our great king did, what the prophets did of old, that's well-pleasing. Go out here and prophesy against this great red dragon. All right. When you prophesy against that great red dragon, guess what? You're putting your life in jeopardy because this great red dragon is a strong enemy. All right. But when the Most High see you do that, it's acceptable unto him. All right. It's acceptable to him. It's well pleasing to him for him to see you put yourself in danger and stand so stiffly for his doctrine. Okay. This is what's well pleasing to him. And be not conformed to this world. When he see you amongst this world and you're not carried away to these dumb idols, rocking out on the vibration of these copper tops, and you being and you're at contrast and enmity with these people, that's well pleasing to him. But be ye transformed the renewing of your mind. All right, you have to change your mindset. The way you change your mindset, you learn these scriptures. All right. You learn this doctrine of life, that ye may prove that good and acceptable, perfect will of Yahweh Shema Shai is. Okay? So the way you learn what's well pleasing to him is swimming these scriptures, man. All right? It's imperative. Okay? Now I was at Zechariah 8. Let me get back there. Okay. All right. All right. For all these things I hate, saith Yahweh. So he hates a lying tongue, a slanderer. All right. A man that looks at his brother with an evil eye. That's what the Most High hate. All right. Because your brother and your neighbor is the kingdom of heaven. Okay. So he hate in the kingdom of heaven is going to be nothing but love and peace in our gates, man. All right. And the word of Yahweh of hosts came unto me saying, thus saith Yahweh of hosts, the fast of the 4th month, the fast of the 5th, and the fast of the 7th, and the fast of the 10th shall be the house of Yahweh, joy and gladness and cheerful feast. Therefore, love, truth, and peace. All right. And we're going to have to fast to get through this motherfucking persecution we're going to have to go through, man. You're going to have to get built up on your most holy faith, all right? And you're going to have to get built up in this truth, man, for you to inherit peace, okay? Thus saith Yahweh of hosts, it shall yet come to pass that there shall come people and the inhabitants of many cities, all right? And the inhabitants of one city shall go to another, saying, let us go speedily to pray before thee, pray before Yahweh, and to seek Yahweh of hosts, and I will go also. And we seeing that right now, man. All right, the Most High is sending in his fruit, and everybody is thirsty and yearning for Yahweh Shema Messiah's truth. And yeah, many people in strong nations shall come seek Yahweh Shema Messiah in Jerusalem and pray before Yahweh. All right. But those are the things we have to do, man. All right. Tell every brother the truth to his neighbor, man. All right. Don't be a hypocrite. Okay. When you learn this thing, you have to do it and hold fast to it. Okay. Now I'm gonna end off on this passage right here. This is Ephesians 4:23. And be renewed in the spirit of your mind. That means you have to be born again. That's what Yahweh told Nicodemus. You got to be born again. You got to unlearn everything you learned and learn a new way of life, man. And that you put on the new man. You got to become a new creature, man. You got to have a new lifestyle. You got to change your diet, change the people you're around, change your environment. Okay? You got to rock out into a whole new vibration, which after Yahweh was created in righteousness and true holiness. Wherefore, put away lying. Speak every man the truth with his neighbor. And we just read that? For we are members of one another. That's the kingdom of heaven, your neighbor. We are members of one another. That's the kingdom of heaven. Be ye angry and sin not. All right? Hey, in this society, if you're not angry, you're not in the right spirit. Okay? You got homos around here lording over men, women lording over men. The law is done away with in this society. All right, you're going to be angry. All right, you're going to sigh and cry. All right, when the wicked are ruling. Let not the sun go down upon your wrath. All right, and that's talking about when you're dealing with a brother, man. All right, if a brother offend you, all right, be angry, sin not, but deal with him according to Matthew the 18th chapter. Neither give place to the devil. All right, you got to always have self-control and control your vessel, man. All right, because temptation and various dire straits and trials is going to fall upon you. When you come to serve Yahweh Shema Shai, you got to prepare your soul for temptation, man. All right? Let him that stole steal no more, you see? But rather, let him labor, working with his hands, the thing which is good, that you may have to give to him that need it. All right? People don't like to share. People don't like to give to people in need. Now, when you give to somebody in need, you give it to a brother. Okay? Don't give nothing to a wicked motherfucker. All right? Let not corrupt communication proceed out of your mouth. And corrupt communication is not so-called four-letter words. Corrupt communication is anything that is at enmity with the Most High. A woman could kill an unborn fetus. She could commit get an abortion. It's a women's right. That's corrupt communication. That's murder. The scriptures say, thou shalt not murder. All right? A woman could not be happy in the marriage anymore and go get a divorce. All right? The scriptures only give us 2 reasons to leave your wife. If somebody's caught a lesbian, a homosexual affair, or if a man deals with another man's woman and a woman goes to deal with another man. Okay? Those are the only reasons that you could put your spouse away. All right? But here in America, she could just say that the sex not good no more. He's not making me happy. All right? That's corrupt communication, man. All right? Anything at enmity, oh, you can eat pork long as you pray over it. That's corrupt communication. Anything at enmity with the Most High's word is corrupt communication. Get the radio frequency identification chip, the mark of the beast. All right? That's corrupt communication to tell men that they can get it and that that's not the mark of the beast. All right? To tell a man that he can sodomize his woman is corrupt communication. All right? But that which is good to use to edifying, the only thing that's edifying is this doctrine of life, man. That it may minister grace unto the hearers. All right? The only ones that's going to get grace from hearing this doctrine is those of the kingdom of heaven. Okay? That's what we're learning to do. Become subjects and rulers in the kingdom of heaven. And grieve not the Holy Spirit of Yahweh. All right? Which is this word. All right? Because the spirit that gives you the understanding, all right, that takes the scales off your eyes, all right, and unplugs your ears, where you can receive this truth that dwells into you, it will not dwell with a malicious soul, somebody that's living in enmity with you. All right? The reason we understand this doctrine and we got ears to see and ears to hear, the Most High put a spirit of understanding on us. All right? Because some people, he put a spirit, he say, I'm going to make their ears dull. All right? All right? Whereby we are sealed unto the day of redemption. Let all bitterness, wrath, anger, and clamor, evil speaking be put away from you with all malice. Don't be bitter against your brother. Don't be wrathful against your brother. Don't be angry secretly with your brother. All right. If your brother do something to make you angry, you get at him so you can cool that fucking foul spirit off of you. Don't clamor, don't backbite, don't speak evil, but put away all malice, man. You gotta love your brother pure. And this way you learn how to love your brother, man. Here in this society, man, this devil has divided and conquered, man. What was that was Willie Lynch ladders? It taught us how to hate one another. All right? And be ye kind to one another, tender-hearted, forgiving one another, even as Yahweh for the anointed sake have forgiven you. Okay? So these are the things we have to do to inherit the kingdom of heaven. So with that, Yahweh Shema Shai willing, Ratazah, that this was edifying to the hearers. So I want to give infinite honors to Yahweh Shema Shai, double honors to our teachers, the apostles of Great Millstone, and salutation to my fellow laborers in Yahweh Shai. Kwam Yasharala, Abba Abba.